All right, welcome everybody. Thank you so very, very much for joining me on this call and joining everybody here. This is so funny. Kim can tell you the process of when it was like, I think I'm gonna do a call on this day. This day works, and let's get started. And that's, if you hang out with me often enough and long enough or whatever, you're gonna realize that's kind of how I roll. I go with like, oh, that feels good. Let's do that. And so before I really get started running around the block and telling you a bunch of stuff about me, I want to tell you what to expect on this call. There's going to be a few people that might want to jump in the hot seat, and we're going to talk about client creation and how it is that they can, what their next right step is going to be. We're going to identify that. A lot of people refer to me as a coach. I want to be really clear in this process, especially because I have done some coaching. Coaching's not my forte, mainly because, how do I put this politely? I have to take your opinions into consideration and your feelings when we do coaching. And again, if you hang out with me long enough, I really just prefer to give you my opinion. I wish I could say that I was really joking, and if you are watching the video, you'll see how much Kim is laughing at that. It's very true. So I'm a much more direct approach kind of person. If you were hoping for this great big warm fuzzy hug that is going to be like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, there's some hugs. I give out hugs. I'm a cheerleader and all that stuff. I promise I'm not just, what's that you call me, Kim? A dragon lady? I'm not always the dragon lady. But when we're in the client creation process, when we are in this process, it's a lot of, you're going to be uncomfortable. You may not like what I say the whole time. It's totally cool. You don't have to. And we're just going to dive in deep. Okay? And that's because life is short. Life is short. So if you need a hug or anything like that, awesome. Probably not here. Okay? And that's the nicest thing that I can say about it. So if that offended you, I don't think that I lost many people so far, so we're doing good. We're already doing good. I'm going to tell you on this call what my process looks like. You're going to witness my process. You're going to hear some of the results that clients have got who have just went through this process or are in the middle of going through it with me. And then I'm going to tell you about an opportunity or way that you can work with me should you want. So does that mean that you'll get a sales pitch on this? 100% you will. But you can hang up before we even get there. How cool is that, right? The beautiful thing about it not being in person is I can't literally put a gun to your head. So it's cool. All right. So I'm going to introduce myself now because I don't have a hamster in my pocket that will speak loud enough for them to introduce me. But my name is Lisa Freed. I am a client creation specialist and a creative solutionist. I realize that I've been doing that forever. Maybe not the client creating part, but definitely throughout my 20s. That's been something that I've done. In my 20s, I used to be a health and safety consultant. I brought in $250,000 a year before I was 25. And I did that just because I could, right? And then realized that really sucked. So I've since been on more of a pursuit of joy, and it's cool that it makes money too. And as I move closer to my 40s, we're ramping that up more. So some of my experience have been, I've worked in many different industries. I've worked in politics, and I'll talk politics, not on this call though, Murray. So just zip your lip. I love Murray. Murray and I talk politics, and it's funny. I'm like a fish in a hook, and there I am. Like, so I've dealt with lots of different personality types. I have dealt with one person. I've dealt with thousands of people. Strategy is a way that my brain thinks, but the beautiful thing about the strategy that I love to work with is that it's entirely unique for you. For you, where you are, where you're at in your business, where you want to go. It's not a cookie cutter. I like cookies, but I never like the cookies that you use the cutter on, because then they would be sugar cookies or butter cookies. Is that the other gross one? Shortbread. That's the other one. So I don't like those. I don't like those. So you can still be a cookie. We don't need no cutters, okay? So I want to talk about some of the results that my clients have got. And I will repeat this a few times because I am astounded by the results that they've received. Not Kim. Kim's like, no, results are boring. I'm not sure where she's going with that, but maybe. So I used to be in corporate. And it was cool. And doing part-time health and safety, my baby was 18 months old. I was about to get not knocked up, about to get hitched because I do things in the right and perfect society order, right? I'm like, oh, you got to be able to wear white to a wedding. Just kidding. And I was working for this company. I was working there for 6 months. I was part-time health and safety. The president one time walked into my office and seemed surprised to see me sitting there. Like I wasn't supposed to be there. And I was like, dude, what's your deal? Like, did you think this was a closet? You know? And he's like, I was just seeing if my TV was still here. I thought it was a storage room. So as you can tell, doing health and safety, I had a great impact on the organization. And I said to him, I've got a coffee here. I'm willing to bet you that you're going to take a coffee, go out on the shop floor, walk around for 10 minutes, be so pissed off that you're going to want to go up in your office and not come back down for another 6 months, because that's how long my office had been there. So clearly not fully engaged with this team and what was going on the shop floor. He said, oh, okay, what can you tell me that I'm going to see? And I outlined 10 things that I thought were problems. One, the manager came in 5 hours after the shift started. Well, I truly believe we work as hard as we think that we need to work. And so if you're an hourly employee and your boss doesn't show up for 5 hours, maybe in those 5 hours, you're not giving it your all. Not saying that you're dogging it, like flat out dogging it, but are you really doing your best? And so that was just one of the things that I said to him. And 2 weeks later, I was promoted to the third highest person in the company, next in line to be president. I took them from $5 million to $15 million in 6 months. And I did it just by identifying processes that they could be doing better, for building a team, making sure that sales activities were in place, and truly showing up, and key, making sure that I knew where my people wanted to grow to, and that they were doing the shit that they were smarter than me at doing, right? Because we're not an island. We don't know everything. That is why delegation is a beautiful and sweet and wonderful, miraculous thing. I hope that you can feel me on that. So that's one of my humble brags. If you watched my live stream before this call, you would hear that I like to call myself Pat Pat, and that's because that's the sound I hear as I pat myself in the back. Pat Pat. Pat Pat Pat, you know? So feel free, you can call me Pat 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 if you want as well. Tonight, what we're going to go over is some of the key essentials that I feel are very important if you want to get growth in your business, you want to attract clients, if you want to really develop growth personally, spiritually, physically. If you need help with that, I know, pain in the ass, they're on the call right now and they're helping me with it. Say hi to Murray, everyone. If you've got mindset issues, if you're running into blocks where you're like, there's such thing as a troll that's in your head and it's getting in your way, I got Kimberly Lynn Pollard, and this will be really funny if this is tiled differently for you guys, but Kimberly Lynn Pollard, she's the troll tamer. My faith and trust is that, and she deals with my shit 23 hours a day. I do let her sleep for some of it, but that's just because of the time change. Okay, so feel free to use the chat box. Jump in there, post your questions. If you've got questions like, hey, how's this work? What do we do? Yeah, Lindsay Rainwater's on here too. She's the witchy witch, and she absolutely can speak to Kim's brilliance. It's really fun, and it's really fun when Kim and I get to pick on Lindsay together. That's actually like one of my favorite pastimes. I can open this up. We can do it two ways. I can either teach you a little bit, or we can just jump right in and pick somebody. Like, does anybody want to be in a hot seat? We can get you your next step right now. Well, in a couple of minutes. Like, I won't just tell you, buy potatoes. That doesn't have to be your step. Up to you. Okay. Amanda's up for the hot seat. Well, sweet. Welcome, Amanda Kingsley. She's fantastic. Can I get you to unmute yourself, or I can unmute you? I think I have the power to do that. There we go. Oh, look at it. You came on video too. Amazing. Thank you.
He's asleep now.
Yay. See, it didn't take very long. 16 minutes.
There we go. Lucky night. I don't even know what I'm hot seating for. So, but if it's you, I'm game for anything. You just tell me what to do.
Excellent. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so tell me, in your business, client creation wise or creative solutions, some area in your business where you're like, I either want to create a client, or I've got this situation where I'm like, I want an easy button. I want a way to simplify whatever is going on, or some place where you want the next best step, and we'll help you through it.
I want all the easy buttons. Okay. All right. Well, I am launching a new leg of my business in post-abortion support, mental and emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I get stuck in stories that oh, shoot. Can you still hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I got a battery notice. Sometimes I get stuck in stories that abortion is a world of where people aren't willing to pay for support.
That is a very interesting story.
I know. So where, do you want to know where it comes from?
Mm-hmm.
And am I on the right track? Am I giving you information that's on the right track?
Yeah, I'm totally agree.
Okay. So the women's rights and advocacy, the outspoken people of the movement tend to be a little more okay, I don't want to be judgy, so I'm trying to find the right words.
It's okay. I have a pair of orange polyester pants. They are too short and too tight, and they are my judgy pants. You may borrow them for the moment, and we will all survive a little judgment. Okay.
So there's this women's rights movement, and that's the outspokenness often in the abortion world. And there's this belief that you shouldn't pay for this kind of help, that this is should be free support. And that's great. There's lots of free support, and I'm super happy that exists. But I'm looking for deep dive, not let's hop on a talk line and counsel it out for 15 minutes and then you can go back to your life. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How long, and this is curiosity sake, how long is you're launching this program, and how long is the program for?
It's a 3-month program, 9 weeks of coaching. So the first 3 weeks of every month.
I like it. And they have a 1-week integration period where they can just.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of take a deep breath and go am I good? Can I get my feet without her? What's going on here? Okay. Mm-hmm. Some things came up. Let's talk about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so is your roadblock running into that story? Is that what it is? Or is there something else?
Okay, so I guess the other end of this belief, the belief that this is much needed work in the world, is I also have this story that the women who are ready to deep dive and pay for the work are like, it's going to be this like underground network thing. I don't know where the story came from. But like, or maybe I just keep looking in the wrong places. Like I keep trying to make connections with like other providers and network, like healers, and they're just like almost like they're speaking a different language than I am. I feel, I don't know.
Okay. Are the healers and whatnot that you are connecting with, have they had abortions?
Oftentimes, yeah. Uh-oh, am I scaring people away from the meeting because I'm
No.
talking about abortion?
No, more people are jumping on, honey. It's good. And if they're
Okay.
scared away, then whichever. We're going to talk real things, right? And besides, like if abortion scares them, heaven forbid. Working with me would be scary too. So, what language, can you tell me the disconnect on the language?
Between the language they speak and the language I'm. Well, okay. So it's fairly new for me to like really jump into this like out loud, because as you can imagine, it takes some time to like build up the oh, I love that. I'm uncomfortable, but I'm still here. See, I'm like, oh, am I scaring people away? Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're here. No, you're still here.
I keep getting weird messages.
You went off video, but you're still here and we can still hear you. Oh, there you are. You're back.
So strange. So the disconnect is like, so funny, like getting on and actually saying all this out loud. I'm like, oh my God, I still have so much work to do. Like, why is this so confusing? This shouldn't be so confusing.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you because I interrupt a lot. And here's what I feel. Just what I feel. I feel that you are concerned about having a conversation because it is difficult. Because it is difficult. Right? So you have to put on your warrior shield. And your hot ass leather pants.
Woo!
You could do a metal bra. I don't recommend Madonna's cone bra, but you could. Like, you get to choose. And you continue having conversations. And you have conversations for yourself, because I've read your blogs. I know that you were writing your book about it. I've followed part of your journey around it.
Yeah, like when I'm in the work, I am like in it. But as soon as I get to like the business part of it, freak out.
But just be in the work.
Yeah.
Be in the work. Be in the work talking about people. And then when you're wrapping it up and you're like, and if you want support, I want to be here for you. I have this program. This is what it looks like. And it is deep dive. This is no 15-minute public paid for talk line bullshit. It is get real and get in it so you can get through it.
Yeah. No, that's super helpful. Okay, I realize that what I'm letting myself do, like I have this, there's all these amazing people in the movement and they're doing so much work for women's rights and women's health. And so I keep wanting their support. Like I keep wanting them to be like, you go girl, this is awesome. And they're like, what? You're going to charge for that? So then I'm letting myself feel that. And I just need to like, step away and do what I know is right.
But so here's who I think you're going to be helping. In my feeling, just a read.
Yeah.
No science behind it, just a read off of it. You're going to help those women that have the scratch, right? That have had abortions in silence, in shame, in secrecy. And you're going to find them by speaking up, speaking out, speaking up, speaking out.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
And they're going to come in and say, psst, I need your help.
Yeah.
I love what you're offering. I know that there's public stuff. I don't want to be public about this. This isn't public. This isn't. you know?
Yep. No, I think you're right. This is like that underground sense that I keep getting. And I think like sometimes I get wrapped in with like not wanting to be patient and just keep speaking my truth and letting it evolve. I'm like, no, I need it to happen now. I've been doing this entrepreneur thing for long enough.
Oh, honey, I hear you. I hear you. So then we look at so keep speaking, and then we would identify what's a sales activity that you could do with it, right? So that's promoting the thing, right? Even if nobody is necessarily liking, commenting, sharing, whichever, you're still doing the sales activity. And then you're doing the community building piece, and that's the speaking your truth, that's the showing up, that's the having conversations, it's willing to be standing there talking about stuff that people do not want to talk about, right? And just standing there. Yeah.
Okay.
And then doing a sales activity, you know, doing a sales activity, and sooner or later, like that underground hotline, not only will they see that you're speaking your truth, but they're going to see, because people need to see it. I've tried business with my own business. I know about the invisible sales and how well that works. Let me tell you, it doesn't work as well as we want it to. Okay, true story. True story. Kimberly Lynn Pollard could go on and on about that. Let's hope she doesn't really go on about it, but she could. She could totally be like, Lisa sucked at sales because she never made any. Right? Like, funny, nobody called me up and said, I want to buy your stuff.
It's so weird. It doesn't work like that.
Right? Except for I have had lots of people call me up and be like, hey, I need to hire you for things, but they were never related to the industry I was in and anything like that. So it was random. So in my own business, doing the things that I love to do, when I never made an offer, I never made a sale. It's just the weirdest math. So let's identify what your sales activity can be, sharing about that program. You've already got the program. You know what it looks like. Share about that. Speak your truth. Share about that. Speak your truth. Share the program, speak your truth. And that's going to be the recipe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
No, you're right. You're exactly right.
Ready for it?
Ready. I can do hard things.
You can do hard things. You're doing hard things. You've done harder things.
Yes, this is
your
true.
Survival rate, 100% so far.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You feel good? You feel clear? Any questions?
Yes. So good.
Perfect.
I think my phone's gonna die, so it's gonna look like I left, but I'm gonna come back on my computer.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna pick on Lindsay now because she was like, yeah, why the fuck not? Hot seat it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The really scary thing is that I know Kimberly's also lurking.
I know, right? So this will be fun. This will be so much fun. Just to give a quick thing, Kimberly Lynn Pollard is running what's called T-Boy, the Book of You. It's a program to really write the owner manual or the operation manual for yourself. Lindsay's part of that program. Mm-hmm. And as a bonus, she gets me, which is also fun. And so Lindsay was like, I don't want to work with the both of you. So I'm super excited that we got Lindsay here, and she is going to jump in the hot seat, and Kim will feel free to chime in too, because why not?
Kim always chimes in. Kim doesn't know how not to chime in. You guys have that in common.
Oh, you can only insult one of us at a time.
I can insult as many of you as I want. I've got wine. I'm good.
Vodka trumps wine. No, okay, go ahead. Where are you feeling like I need the next step? And I love it. Murray and Becca are also up for hot seat too, so that's really funny too, because I love to pick on them as well. This is a fun night.
Go away.
No,
I love No, I'm not gonna go away. I love my heathens. God, I love my heathens. Basically, Kimberly's really been helping me, obviously. And I'm just gonna toss out there that I haven't worked with you and Kimberly in God, how many years, Lisa? Brom was tiny, so it's been at least 3 years.
Yeah.
And I've probably made more progress in my mindset and my business in the last couple weeks than I have in the last year. So I'm just going to toss that out there right now.
I love it.
I'm still trying to figure out like where I'm stuck, like in reference to this conversation, because Kimberly's really been helping me. But I guess one of my main things, aside from those things and the visibility activities that lead to sales, says Kimberly. There you go. That's kind of what I was going toward was I know some days I feel like I know what I should be doing. I know my shit. I know my shit. I know I'm amazing. I can get my clients amazing results when they work with me. And yet I'm like, oh, I'm going to find 100 fucking things to do other than post because I don't want to do that. And so I need to find a plan of visibility that is, I hate using the word fun. See, I think this is my programming. Like, visibility doesn't necessarily have to be fun. You know, business isn't fun. And I'm like, fuck that. I want my business to be fun. I don't want this to feel like a job. If I wanted a job, I'd go get a goddamn job and I would hate every day of my life. So.
No, but probably 5 days a week anyway.
Well, yeah. But my husband's working 7 days a week right now. So I'm like, I need every minute I can have at home so that I can spend those minutes with him when I can. So I'm not going to go get a job. So yeah, I need to get visible. I would like to have fun, or at least it not feel like pulling teeth or gouging my eyeballs out with a melon baller while I'm doing it. That would be awesome.
So where does it feel like you're gouging your eyeballs out with a melon baller?
Honestly, I was trying to do things someone else's way, and it just felt horrible. And it was constantly like, you need to run Facebook ads. You need to run Facebook ads. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I don't have the money to do that. I'm not going to free up the money to do that because I don't know what I'm doing. And then they're telling me I need to do X, Y, Z. And I'm like, 2 of those sound awful. Can you not? And so it just feels like a struggle. I don't feel like it should feel this much of a struggle. I am so sorry about that.
Doesn't bother me.
Okay, good. I'm a writer. I'm a writer at heart. I have a writer's fork on both hands. I love writing. So it's like, I don't feel like visibility should be this much of a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So where do I start? And then my brain gets clogged up because it's like, I'm going to talk about the wrong things, which that might be more Kimberly's territory, and we've been working on that. But
what are the wrong things? Like, I don't think that there's a wrong thing. This is my strategy that I use. I gave this to Kim a year ago because she was like, I want to do video. And I need to write down all the ideas that I know that I'm an expert on. Sorry, Kim. Kim's like, I'm so getting my ass kicked at it. But whatever. Bestie rule. And then that's our secret handshake. It looks like that cool. She wanted to write down all these different topics and then have a plan about what she was going to write them down about. And then she was going to sit down and video them. She was going to batch content and video these things, right? Which was awesome. Except for when you do that, on the day that it comes to batch content, sometimes you don't feel like doing it, or sometimes you read the idea and you're like, I don't get it. I don't even know where the fuck I was going with that, right? And if you watched her IGTV today, she would say, man, I feel so good because I actually just ran with the nudge. I ran with the nudge in the moment to put that video out, right? To put that video out to speak about how my bestie is always right. That wasn't really like the intent of the video, but if I were writing her closed captioning, it would say Lisa's always right, you know. She doesn't hire me to do that for her, but like, she works on the nudge in that moment of what is speaking to her. And there is nothing that can go wrong with going for what is speaking to you on your heart right then, because that's an idea that comes in. It's a divine idea. You can use whatever word you want to, a divine idea, a TN, the nudge. It can come from God, it can come from spirit, from source, whichever. So when that happens and you're like, shit, I should be talking about that, hit record and talk about that. Cover up the nipples though, because it's Facebook and they will moderate that shit and you won't be able to be there. But like I've done lives naked. I just hold the camera at a different angle. You're welcome. And then once you've done that, the next day you can, or days after, go back, watch your video content where you were speaking. Yes, Shirtless Wonder, which is Murray. Every day you can see Murray, the Shirtless Wonder, in the morning, doing videos. He's showing up and being present. Then go back and watch your videos and pull the ideas from there that were brilliant. Write a post about them, snap a picture, again, without nipples, and post it on Instagram, and there's your social media plans. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Does it suck?
No.
You can say it sucks. I'm fine with that too.
No, because as much as I am, inner bad bitch, magical bad bitch, I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I do get really caught up on how shitty my children can be in the background. And I'm like, Kimberly, fuck you. Just fuck you.
You don't need to you said it. It's okay.
Yeah, like Kimberly and I have a wonderful, loving relationship. Yeah, so that's awesome, because that would also lead into the other thing that I want to do. Like, I honestly have a passion for podcasting. I used to have a podcast, like, before I'm doing what I'm doing now. So it's not content I could repurpose. And it was so much fun. And people were like, that is not what I expected you to sound like. And that was amazing. And I could listen to you all day. Like, that's one of my biggest compliments is people are like, I could listen to you all fucking day.
Then strip the audio from that bitch and hit upload, and then you do the podcast. And it is like that easy. And if it's not that easy, then I've got a group that we can pop you into. It's a free group by Lynn Brunet. She's not on here tonight, so I can say her name wrong, and that's her punishment for missing the call. But we can put you in there, and it's just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. And she really takes people, because she loves to eliminate our excuses for podcasting and make it simple. So
okay. And I have someone who it's not her that does it. She's like my social media person. She's helping me, which is great, because I think she's doing the stuff that I'm like, I don't want to do it. And she knows people who do like make it all sound professional and do the intros and outros, because that's my big thing. Like I love podcasting, but I'm weird about it. Like I want it to sound professional. Like I have a little music intro and outro. And again, like we're foraying into Kimberly's territory, because I'm like,
we have no line
about that. But I think it may be time to just hire her to have someone do that for me, because then I'm like, fuck it, here's my audio, just make it awesome. I know it's awesome.
Yes. Or this is crazy, and what I'm going to say is really going to piss you off, and it's totally fine because Kim can clean up for me, but here it is. You can start your podcast before you have the beautiful musical intro that's all super awesome, and it'll just be started, and then when you hire somebody, they will go in and fix it and make it beautiful for you after the fact. But you'll have already got 50 episodes under your belt, or 5 or 3 or 555, and it won't even matter, because you've already been making an impact on the lives that you're meant to touch. You're not hiding, and you're getting your shit out into the world where it is supposed to be, without excuses. I don't know how to say excuses in French, but I was going to be like sans excuses, and then Kimberly would have to teach me French, and she already teaches me so many things. You don't want to put that on her plate.
I'm going to figure out how to say it in German, and then we'll just really confuse the shit out of you. How's that?
No, we'll ask Delaney because Delaney speaks French and German. So
Oh, I need to be friends with this person.
there you go. Delaney's my daughter. She's 9 and I can hook you up on Messenger, but yeah.
Oh, Delaney. That Delaney. There's so many Delaney's, you know. No, sorry.
Yeah. So are you clear? Next step, do you know what it is? What is it? Tell me, repeat it back to me so I know you know it and you understood it and you heard it.
See, my brain just traffic jammed.
Kim's typing
Make
it
the
out.
lives. Yeah, I bet she is. And that's why I hired her. Make the lives.
Mm-hmm.
Pick out the best parts, turn them into social.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially just pull the audio from the lives. Don't make it harder. Don't make a third step. Turn them into podcasts.
Yeah. Boom. And really, when you get to that step where you're like, make the lives, oh shit, turn them into social. No, hand them over to your social media person and be like, pick out the part that resonated most with you, please. And make it pretty. And they do that, and they strip the audio, and they make the podcast, and the only thing you fucking did was listen to the nudge that showed up in your body, open your mouth, hit live, and went.
Yay! Which
Right?
I would like to point out, I did do that today. I went out in my backyard and I made a fucking live, like, in the moment. And I was like,
Awesome.
that felt really good.
And it felt really good, right?
It did.
Because what happens is source, spirit, creator, God, universe, give me whatever name you want to for it, creative lightning bolt, hit
All the
you
things.
and said, here's this idea. Your soul is screaming. Say it out loud. And you did. And then it gave you relief. And it opened up space. And it allowed you to be this beautiful open space to receive even more beautiful divine ideas. And you'll be rewarded with more.
Yay!
So you're good? You're gonna go live, right?
I'm going to go live.
I like it.
All right.
I like it. I like it. Before I call somebody else onto the hot seat, because that was fun. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Amanda, for being brave enough to sit in the seat with me. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some more results that clients have got while they were part of my case study, while they have worked with me on a client relationship, because I think it's important. And we're going to get close to the time of when this call technically should be over, and I will willingly hot seat. If every one of you on this call wants to hot seat and stick with me on this, I will do this. If you're like, hey, I have to go and I didn't get a chance to hot seat with you, Lisa, I will make sure that I post my calendar link, or maybe Kim will be nice and post my calendar link, and you can just book a hot seat session with me, 15 minutes. It's free. Just jump on, let's just get you your next step, okay? But I really want to brag about some of the results that I've been getting for people because, damn it, I'm awesome. There, again. So I've been working with some new clients, and I started some in February, some in March, some in that month that we just had, April. There we go, right? Like that was really great for a minute. And some of the things that have happened for them is I can proudly say that everybody's made their investment back working with me, right? So they invest regardless on what level that they're investing, whether or not they're paying me to not only lead them through this journey, but they're paying me to do the work for them, or whether or not they've just invested with me on this journey, and they have all made their money back. And we're not talking over like extreme long periods of time, okay? I'm talking 30 days or less made your money back. Now, will I guarantee that for you? Not unless I'm doing the work for you. Will I guarantee that? But it means that it's possible, right? And that's pretty cool. I'm very excited that people are getting that kind of result from simple action, You just watched me with Amanda identify what she needed, and with Lindsay identify what she needed to be able to do. None of those were super hard. I don't think there were 1,001 steps. I think we went max to 4 steps, right? And really I cut them down to 1 or 2. So clients are able to make a 30% rate increase with me. With the work that we're doing, we're just identifying it differently. We're highlighting, we're billing a little differently. It's still working out, creating great wins for the client. The client is screaming up and down happy, and their clients are screaming up and down happy. And my client are bouncing up and down happy because it didn't increase their workload at all and they're earning 30% more. Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you like that? Because I'm not trying to sell you something where you have to go out and like work yourself to the bone to see the results. No, you're seeing great results and getting a 30% increase. That to me is awesome. Okay. Would I like it to be 70% increase? Yes. But 30 ain't bad, right? You know, your bank ain't getting you that. Your credit card's charging you that. So you get to see that. I helped one client. We created a new income stream for them. It's a simple tweak. Yes, it did. There was some legwork involved. It wasn't just like boom like that. But in 7 weeks, generated over $25,000 for them in additional income. And now this wasn't a client that would ever do a $100,000 launch because that's not the service that they're in. But $25,000 in 7 weeks, I was sitting here trying to decide how I could take this corporate, what it is that I could price my III program with, which is initiation, integration, implementation, which is a program I'm going to take to corporates. And I was going to charge $25,000 for it. And I was like, shit, $25,000. Geez, Lisa, that's a leap even for you. You're going to do that in 30 days. And I ran the math and I was like, shit, I'm already getting that from my clients and they're not investing nearly $25,000 to see an increase like that. So to me, worth it, right? Another result, one client that I was working with, and this made me laugh. They were like, oh my gosh, it's such a slow month. We weren't even 48 hours into the month. Have you been in that stress? It was April 2nd. Oh my God. Oh my God, we don't have any money. It's so slow. The month is like almost over. We're 2 days in. And I don't even know, like the phone's not ringing, things aren't happening, everything like that. Well, by the time we hit 48 hours, we had generated their entire monthly sales goal. Right? It's just being willing to look at things differently, being willing to show up differently than you have, so that you can see different results. And I really wish that Einstein was just fucking crazy and entirely wrong. But you can't get a different result from the exact same action that you do over and over again. I get it that Einstein said it differently, but that would mean that I would read what somebody else wrote and repeat it back verbatim, and we know I don't do that well. Okay? So here are some things that, before I invite somebody else to be in the hot seat, these are the things that I focus on. When we work together, whether we're working together for 30 days in my next case study, whether you're going to go it alone, which is cool. I so celebrate you just going out and doing it. Like, I'm not saying I'm the magic ticket, but these are the things that help so much. Have a plan. This is hilarious. If you would have heard me 3 years ago, I'd never say have a plan. I don't mean have a 5-year plan. I don't fucking mean that at all. I have a plan for the day, for the week, for the month, for the next hour, whatever it is, but have some vision in your mind that is beyond this present space. Doesn't have to be far out, right? Anybody who asks me if they want me to do something more than 90 days out, I'm like, I'm sorry, that's like too many years from now. I can't even, right? Have a plan and then be prepared to pivot. To know that that plan is going to shift and change. It's really just words on a piece of paper. I really hope you didn't carve the plan in your arm using sharp and pointy things. So then you can pivot. You're not married to it. You're not like really stuck with that. That's not saying I'm against tattoos. I love tattoos. I love tattoo artists, right? Be prepared to feel really uncomfortable. Because the things that we do together, or if you're wanting different results that you're going to do alone, are going to be uncomfortable. You can look at Kim right now. She's going to be nodding emphatically. I was like, this is where she nods, right? Otherwise, I'll just be like, hey, guess what? As soon as this call's over, guess what your next job is? It's just like way harder than what it was before. Take notice of where you are. This step sucks. This step sucks so hard. It might not for you, but it really did for me. It really sucked for me. Take notice of where you are right now, the results that you've got up to this point, where you're at, and take 100% responsibility for where you are. For where you are. And I can put this in terms here. Let me make Murray really happy for a minute. I can put this in terms of my physical strength and health. I got to take responsibility. I used to be a beast. I'd run 13 kilometers to work, 13 kilometers home, unless it was a gym day, because then I'd run 16 kilometers home because I'd stop at the gym first before I got home, right? I was a freaking beast. And then I was like, hey, Netflix is cool. It's even better when you sit your ass on the couch and eat chips and McCain's frozen cake while you do it, right? Yeah, McCain's, like, I just really like the icing, but I'll eat the cake so that the icing, you know, the cake doesn't go to waste. The icing is the best, right? But I have to take responsibility for where I'm at. I have to take responsibility that a 20-minute workout that I'm doing with Murray every day freaking hurts. It hurts. I'm not as strong as I wanted to be. I'm not as strong as I could have been. I'm not as strong as I was because I didn't do the things that would have maintained or increased that strength, that vitality, that vibrancy. Same goes with your business, right? If your business isn't as healthy and as strong as you want it to be, it's because you've been taking some shortcuts, setting some things to the side, not doing the things that really matter. You've been doing things, sure. I do lots of things. You know, I've had businesses that have failed hard because I was busy all the freaking time, but they weren't the things that were moving the dial, right? So you've got to also make time to do the work. Make time to do the work. Whatever that looks like for where you're at right now. For some of you, this is a side gig, and you've got a very little amount of time each day to do the work, or maybe each week, or maybe on the weekend. Maybe there's like a window that's this big, but you've got to make that time, and you've got to protect that time. Kim and I, she must be really sore. Like the bus has ran over her so many times on this call alone. I'm right there with her though. So like, I promise I'm the one, I lay down in front of the wheel first. It hits me first before it runs her over. But we were saying like, well, what would make the difference? Well, 4 a.m., man, 4 a.m. Commit to 4 a.m. That time at 4 a.m., the time between 4 a.m. and when the rest of the house wakes up, you can get so much stuff done. Because nobody would believe that you would be dumb enough to get up that early, right? You know, the people in my world do, though. They feel it's very safe anytime after 4:30 to harass Lisa. But then you just develop discipline, which means you don't answer the people that are necessarily messaging you at 4:30 in the morning, but make the time to do the work. Know that I had one lady, she was like, I want to be a part of your case study, but I only have 7 hours a week. I only got 7 hours a week to do the work with you. I said, honey, if you're doing the right things, if you're taking the next best step, the one that we identify for you, which we will every time in the case study, we'll identify what your next step is, and then you do your sales activity, and then you do your community building. It ain't taking you 7 hours. It can, because then you just say, I did that step, next, you know, give me the next one, give me the next one, give me the next one. But you don't need to be putting 7 hours in a week to be able to see results. Like if you want to go from $5 million to $15 million, I'm sorry, that's going to take more effort. But you know, it just won't take the 75 hours that your brain will tell you, that the trolls will tell you it's going to take to see the results, right? We're just talking 3 steps a day. So I invite you to do that. So like I said, we focus on the next best step. We focus on a sales activity. We focus on community building, because and I know that I said sales activity before community building, but let's face it, most of us, we are so much more comfortable with, let's see a show of hands or a swear in the comment or whatever, that who's more comfortable doing community building activities than sales activities, right? You know, like it's just the way that we are. We're like, oh, look, I can support my community. I can be of service. I can do all these things. Why aren't people buying from me even though I offered something for sale 2.5 years ago? Hello, right? So yeah, I can give it all away for free, 100%. Oh, I love it. So I'll wait till Lisa gets back on, but I did not notice a naked 5-year-old. So anybody else that did, I apologize. It was not planned. My other big thing that I need to tell you, and this is so important, and if you only hear one thing that I've blathered on about for an hour, it is start before you're freaking ready, man. Start right now, right now, right now. Jeff Bezos from Amazon, imagine when he was packing books into boxes, imagine if we had a video of him doing that before he ever even knew like Amazon would be a thing that it is today, right? How cool would that be if you could go back and watch that process evolve? Well, we are all Jeff Bezos in our own way, in our own making. So start right now where you are, document the process, let people see you evolve. Let people watch your evolution happen, okay? Because it's important. We need to see it. And we need to know that not everybody is perfect, golden, and on pedestals, right? Because too often that's what we do. I'll run into people will see me and hug me on the street. It's the most surreal experience of my entire life. I don't know if it's happening for you. If it's not happening for you, it will soon. And you're always like, and they're all hugging and happy to see you, and they're excited and shit, and they're just like, I'm so glad to meet you. You're so real. And I'm like, I love it. Who are you? Don't hug quite so tight so I can breathe. And let's, you know, like, let me celebrate who you are, because you're just as cool as me, right? But you got to start before you're ready. You have to start before you're ready. Shit will never be perfect. You will never have things so perfect that you can start. But if you start right now and you work imperfectly, if you take a step, you take an action, you're going to receive data and feedback from the environment, from the step that you took, from all the things that you can adjust. And that's going to get you closer to perfection than sitting behind a computer screen and not doing anything ever will. Okay? Yeah, I think. Well, I wanted to give Kim, if she'll pop on real quick. Can you say what you got out of the case study? You did the first round. I forced her to.
Yeah, but I voluntarily signed up for the second round, so you're either good at what you do or I'm a glutton for punishment.
I promised her no vodka. Okay, what did you get?
That's the wrong promise to make me.
I know, it's Jen. There's 4 bottles in the cupboard. You're fine.
Okay, what's your question?
What did you get from the case study?
I got one hell of a blaze going in terms of lighting a fire under my ass. There was just no time to get ready. It was just, okay, this is next, go, do. And the results were fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, you had fun. I mean, well, fun.
I had fun with and without the quotes.
Right.
Yeah, the investment was paid off within 2 weeks, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I was coming back off a year-long hiatus, so my numbers were abysmal. And during the first round, just on Facebook, my post reach went up 900%. My post engagement went up 2,000%. And that was just basically letting you be the boss of me, telling me what to do.
Well, if there was major pushback, we discussed it.
Yeah. And
I
you
might
talked
not
me
have
around
budged
to
it
your
all,
way of
but I
thinking.
let her like,
You talked me around to your way of thinking, and pains me to say, but yes, you were right. Yeah, but I was getting in my own way. I was taking too long to prepare before actually doing anything, and you shoved me off the pier and said, swim.
right?
And I'm very grateful that you did.
Awesome. Thank you. So that was not a paid testimonial. She does say nice things about me, but she does swear about me a lot too. And we have been friends for, I don't know, 5 years now.
Yeah.
So I earned every swear. Leslie's wondering, how do you get numbers for post reach and interaction? From a Facebook page. So if you're running a pro page, a business page, it'll give you those details. And same, Instagram will give you those details if you're running as a business. So for Leslie's legacy or what have you, then that's going to help with that, right? So to give you guys a little bit of detail, it's 8:01 now, so I'll hurry up. I'll give you detail about what the case study is, when it starts. It's a group program. It's going to start not next. I love that I have the dates. It depends on who all's in it. We'll prime the best call night for everything. But it's going to start the week of the 22nd. So 2 weeks from now, we're going to kick it off. Investment's $1,000 Canadian, or I think it works out to $745 US. So see, for any of you Americans that are on the line, look at that. It's almost free, almost free. And what we do is we have a group call every week at a certain time. It's announced in advance, depending on how many people we have and what time zones we're accommodating. There may be a couple different group calls, and so you can show up on the call that works best for you. We have a Facebook group where we're interactive, and then we also will have accountability pods. So you'll be placed within an accountability pod. I will be a part of that pod. Kimberly has offered to be a part of that pod as well. And so as you're going through, and if you're stuck or you're ready for the next step, or you're battling your own bullshit or whatever it is, it's fairly instantaneous response from your accountability partners and from myself. And Kim will privately ask me, do I have permission to speak freely? And I always chortle. I was going to make an example of a chortle and drew a blank because a cackle was trying to come out instead of a chortle, and I'd hate to be misleading. And then she will sometimes throw in her own insight. So if you're curious, if you're like, hey, hell yeah, I want to be a part of that, I want to know more, I want to see how it can work for me, or what a payment plan is, or any of that, let me know. I want to work with you. I want to help you. I want to see you grow. And I got to see baby Esme. First time ever. It's like the best reward. So sorry. I was saying other things, but there is a baby. There's a baby right there. Like if you look right there, and it's smiling and happy. She's smiling and happy, and that doesn't happen all the time. So let us all celebrate that. I thought the red hot was for Murray, but I guess it was for Esme, but okay, cool. Okay, so going back, there's payment plans available. I'm happy to talk to you about how it is that I can support you, whether or not it'll be a fit for you, and how we can get started, all right? You are automatically in the instant you sign up, which means if there's 2 weeks until we technically start, you're in and you get to play that way as well. I know that I've already got a couple of people here that are in it already, but I want to be able to share and support that with you. Now, that's it. That was my hard pitch. Like, I just forced you. If you want to ask questions, feel free to type them in the chat box and I'll pick them up there. If there's some of you that are like, hey, I want a hot seat, then let's get you in the hot seat. And for those of you that are like, it's 8:05, for Time Police, you suck, because I'm the time police, feel free to jump off the call. You won't offend me at all. So do I have any takers for the hot seat? Oh, Becca says, yep. Bedtime babes, chat tomorrow. Okay, love you. Mwah. Okay, Becca, let us unmute you. There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Pardon if Esme fusses in the background here.
That's all cool.
Oh, or pukes on me.
Or pukes on Daddy. Haha, perfect timing.
Right? That's when you're
I-
like,
I just passed her off in time.
that is so funny. So funny.
Okay, madame.
Okay, so where you need movement. And don't say a bowel movement because
I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm good. I eat well. I drink all my water. See?
Kombucha.
I drink all my water. With talking to people, I refuse to do the Hey Girls. I don't do them. I don't reach out to people from high school who I had the best high school career, you guys. I loved all 4 years of it, but I did not stay in touch with people. I've moved on with life. There were no fights. There were no arguments. I just am not friends with people from high school. I'm not going to reach out to them and ask them if they're fat. That's just not how I run.
come on, that'd be a great combo. I would love that. Hey, I haven't seen you for a while. Are you fat?
Are you fat? Can I help you not be fat?
Can I do that? 'Cause
I
know
dare you.
some-
I will
know
give
some
you
that are.
$1 if you do it.
$1 for everyone that you reach out to.
Yes, $1 for everyone that you ask, are you fat?
Is that how I got my investment back?
Sorry. We're like Laurel and Hardy, the two of us. You guys are really
Fuck,
gonna.
how old are
You're
you?
so
Jesus.
old.
Jesus.
Oh. Oh God, this is why we can't do lives when we're in the same room with each other, because nobody gets any benefit out of it. Anyway, so I won't reach out to people I know and pretend that I'm interested unless I am actually interested in their lives. I have no problem talking to complete strangers at all. I'm happy to talk to them, but I don't do the sales pitch. I'm not good at the sales pitch at all. I'm good at the learning about you. I'm good at the giving a damn, because I do probably more than I should most of the time. I get very invested in people, but yeah, I don't do the sales pitch very well, and it's really hard to sell things when you don't actually try to sell them. It doesn't generally generate any income.
0% success rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? You're like, shit. So I have a book. I have a book that I want. You guys, yeah, Saskatoon. You guys have Hoopla there. Do you have Libby as well?
Which one?
Which
Libby?
one? Libby.
It sounds familiar. I can check.
I make Murray do all my book downloading stuff.
Yeah, Libby or Overdrive. The book is called Jeff. It's by Jeff Shore, like seashore without the
I'm
C.
taking notes. Sorry. Okay,
And it's
Jeff
called-
Shore.
Be bold and win the sale,
Okay.
or something like that. Yellow
Taking
cover. Yeah, I'll get you the exact book. And the
Oh
best
my
book.
God, you're so me. Yellow cover. That's exactly what I would have said.
I was,
Right.
I was
And it's so cool. It's so cool, that book. It's like, it's just like a slap in the face. And it's like, you're where you're at. You have the opportunity to ask for the sale, right? Because we all get to that part, right?
Yeah.
Even me on this, I was like, I'm going to just ask for it. If I don't ask for it now, I don't know what I'm going to ask for. If I'm going to wait till you all hang up and then be like, hey, maybe you want to work with me. Hello, where did you guys go? Right? So I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. Amanda, sweet dreams if you're off to bed. Totally love you. And I can't wait to see your program in action. But so Jeff Shore is like, you get the opportunity, you get faced with the opportunity to ask for a sale, right? And you have two choices, and they're beautiful. You can buy into the story, and the story is awesome, right? We usually tell the story, oh, they're not interested. They're not that fat. They don't have the money. They
The
got a
one.
lot going on in their life. They don't have the time.
All of
Didn't
the
you
above.
see? They got 5 kids. 5 kids. Who's got time?
What the hell?
Right? So you can buy into that story, or you can be bold and make the pitch. If you're bold and you make the pitch, it's going to be really uncomfortable. Okay? And the beautiful part is, and this was the hardest thing for me, is to not talk them out of the sale once I made the pitch. Like, I just give them a second to answer, and then I'm like, but just wait. I got this free car, and then I got this other thing, and then there's this stuff, like, and then we just like, right? You know? So just, you get to be bold, or you get to buy into the story, and if you're bold, then you have to shut up and wait in this period of discomfort. And the person's either going to say yes or no, and if they say yes, you say, awesome, it looks like this, and if they say no, you say, okay, let's talk about why not. What part wasn't worth it? Like, wasn't worth it for you? Was it the health? Was it the strength? Was it living longer? Like, which of those 3 things was so egregious that you were like, nah,
I'm good.
right?
That's a good point.
Right? I know I'm brilliant. You know,
Oh yeah,
Right.
and we're not muted.
Yeah, no, she can hear you.
right? No, Murray, your invisible cone of silence does not work there.
Oh, shut up! I have. a
I
baby.
wish.
It's called earmuffs, right?
He does
So-
that.
But once you ask them that, then the uncomfortable shifts to them, and they've got to
Right.
decide: are they going to buy into the story that they're too busy, that they don't have the money, that they don't have the time, that they don't have the energy, that
Yeah.
it's not worth it to them now, right now? And they can do that, and they can opt out that way, and you cool, no problem. But your job is to be bold, to ask for the sales, for sit in the silence, and then to follow up, like with asking them which part. And I tailored that to you guys, like to you. And if I were tailoring it for Lisa, it'd be a little different. If I was tailoring it to Rayanne, it would be different, or Shelly or Hortensia. Like all of those, we would tailor slightly different.
Yeah.
But you guys are in nutrition and in health and in fitness. And so, yeah, like, shit, I don't want to live longer either. I don't want to be
Right.
strong. I don't want to be able to hang out with my kids. I don't want
Yeah, I
to,
don't really want to play.
you know, like, I don't want to play. I don't want to be able to beat my husband as I run around the island. Like, I don't mean physically beat him. I mean, like, in a race, like if I were racing him around the island,
Well, either or.
Tag is for losers.
right? You know?
Says the guy who got beat running down the driveway. I'm just saying.
Right? But so that's if you choose bold. But if you don't choose bold and you choose buying into the story, I'm going to tell you for sure what's going to happen is the next time that you're presented with an opportunity to present a sale to help someone enrich and better their lives, because that's what you're offering them, right? Let's be real. That's what you're offering them.
Oh,
It's going to be that much harder. It's going to be that much harder that you won't be willing that you may not be willing to overcome that discomfort.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it doesn't get easier after 3 years. It gets harder.
it does. It totally does. And so the way to do it is to put yourself in a position where you have to choose between the story and the boldness, and just choose boldness. And then the next time 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 choose boldness. And then I could carry on, but you're going to notice it's starting to get easier. But it only gets easier if you choose boldness and you go back for more, and you go back for more, and you go back for more. But if you go to that part where it's like, I'm buying into that old story, I'm just going to let them slide. I'm just going to let them stay the way that they are. I'm not going to offer them that chance for health and increased strength and vibrancy and vitality. I'm not going to offer them the opportunity for them to have the energy to do what they're meant to be doing in the fucking world. I'm just going to be like, you can borrow my Netflix login. Let me send you chips. You
Send
know?
you That's the best line I've ever heard.
I'm so glad this is
Oh, you have
recorded.
to text that to me. That's fucking awesome.
So,
I'm making him text me that. I'm doing a post. Watch for it. I'm going to tag you.
so are you willing to choose boldness?
No.
Or are you going to stay in your comfort zone and let them stay in theirs?
No. Nope. I like being uncomfortable.
You don't like being uncomfortable?
No, I said I do.
Oh, so yeah. Remember, you like it long and hard. We talked
Right?
about this today.
Yeah.
It was about a workout. We were talking about a workout, but she typed it out and it was very funny and long and hard.
I
And so
didn't
then
think of it.
yeah.
Proud moment there.
So I want
I just wanted to leave this whole hugging thing in public. I was out in public once and a woman walked up to me and she's like, "You're Rebecca Unger. I follow you on Facebook." I was like, "Yes, I am. Hi, you've seen me in my underpants." And she's like, "Yes, I have. You're like Facebook famous." So that's like a big joke in our house now. I'm Facebook famous. So I was in the car this weekend in the small town near us. Murray got out of the car with the big girls to go to a garage sale. And I was in the van with Esme nursing her. And somebody comes up and knocks on the window. And I like unroll the window, boobs out, right? Like boobs out, nursing. She's like, "Hi, you're Rebecca, aren't you?" I'm like, "I am." She's like, "I recognized your husband, so I had to come over and say hi."
Isn't it awesome? Like it.
I'm like, "Hi, it's nice to meet you. Can't shake your hand, holding a boob, sorry." But
Right.
so yeah, that's always my line when somebody recognizes me. I say, "Oh, hi, you've seen me in my underpants."
Yeah. Right. Awesome. 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 So I want you to come up with what it is, how many people between now and Friday that you can talk to and choose boldness over the story.
10.
Awesome. You want to know I think that's great. So your commitment is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And you're going to give me a play-by-play.
Yeah.
She's excited about it, I promise.
No, I'm making lists in my head. You're talking to a lister. I'm like, who am I going to talk to tomorrow? And am I going to see them in person? And then I'm going to see so-and-so Friday night. So that's what's happening in my head right now.
Awesome. I like it. But that's easy, right? It's simple.
Yeah.
You just, it's like a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah.
You know, I choose the story. Oh, and when I choose the story, I feel deflated. And then I beat myself up. And then I'm like, oh, I let myself down. I let my family down. I let the girls down. Oh, this is never going to work. Oh, you know, and you just get stuck in that cycle, right? And you fall further and further and further down the cycle. Right? And it makes it harder to come back up and have that conversation. So I just want you to, right? But boldness, we're going to celebrate every time you choose boldness. Right? All right.
I am a rather bold individual.
Yeah, you are.
Take a night, Esme. Good night.
Good night. All right. Anybody else? Do I have anybody else does Murray want to turn?
He does have a hot ass. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Perfect. Tell me. Where are you stuck?
Well, you okay?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, distracting house, as you can tell from our circus. So I started doing this because Rebecca had so much success with it. Signed up to support her. Started doing it as well.
Was totally against it. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, completely against it at first.
Lots of swearing and fights.
fights is maybe a strong word. I don't
I
know.
like to fight.
I don't know. Anyway, that was in March of last year, and I have literally not made a sale since then. Not one to
Awesome.
anybody. And I feel like I do the things that get me out there. I feel like I make connections with people. I feel like I add value to people's lives. And I did some invites for a while. I struggle, I guess, the most, I think, in that sense, with what do I invite people to?
You invite them to the free thing, and then you leave them. Sorry, I'm his coach too, so I'm supposed to be harsh with him.
So anyway, struggling like doing the invites, like actually reaching out to people and saying, hey, you know, I've been seeing what you're doing, what you're up against, you know, what you're passionate about, and actually saying like, I think that you need this in your life, or I think that this would help you, right?
So you're different. So Murray works with me. Like Murray helps me. And in Murray's way of helping me, he's like, well, have you thought about a health dare? Like, what if we did a health dare? So Murray's sales thing that we're going to do in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be cool. He's going to do a bunch of things leading up to it. And then the same time that we kick off this study, this case study, we're also going to kick off a health dare. You do not need to be a part of the case study to be a part of the health dare.
That's me.
But there is going to be a health dare. And everybody that was on this call and involved in this event is going to get an invite to the health dare. There will be an investment involved. It won't be a huge one, but it'll be one in your health and in your future and in your energy and your vitality. And Murray, your homework is to start putting together what the fucking health dare is going to look like, and we will start pitching it together. That's how we're going to make you some money. I can't wait. And we're all going to make money because a winner wins, right? Like a winner wins money too, right? That's how I like to do it. That's how I run my health dares, because I'm competitive. I am crazy competitive. And I love money. So, yeah, I do. I love money. I love money. But I like to see other people succeed as well. So
Money loves me.
And money loves me.
And money loves me.
And money loves Murray. So
I read that book.
So for you, Murray, health dare, what does it look like? What does it look like in 2 weeks? If we kicked it off, what would it look like? Because in 2 weeks, if we do it in 2 weeks, there's six weeks left till the midway point of the year.
Yes.
So I would be looking at a 6-week program. I really like Transform 20. Well, and I really like it. I mean, if I had to stand up and run across the room, it would be very entertaining because lactic acid is built up and it's entertaining. I've been running up the stairs intermittently trying to keep it moving throughout the day. But I would look at something like that.
I did, yeah, and I like that. The timing is good for something like that. So we would basically invite people to put their money where their
Asses.
their
I was
quads
going
are.
to say where their ass used to be.
Yeah. And basically pool the money and commit to a workout. Well, it's 6 workouts and a recovery workout. It's every day. But it's only
Hit me in the face.
baby is punching my wife, sorry. My turn. Anyway, commit to the workouts and tracking and a goal, whatever their goal was. And then I guess most successful person who reaches their goal the fastest or whatever would win the bet.
Whoever commits and sticks with it, and whoever reaches the goal they personally committed to at the beginning, and you have to trust these people to be honest, splits the pot.
So yeah, we've done split pot ones, but with a smaller group, I think we'll probably do it, winner take all.
Why don't we see what size the group is? Who knows how many people we have in?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because really, if I win $20, it's still bragging rights. Like, I'm just saying,
Well, yeah, we did one where we put in $10 and I think we won 15, and we were like, yeah, $15, woo! So it was awesome. And like you said, you're already a winner because you've done all the things to improve yourself, right? So.
Yep. So that's your homework. I want you to work on that.
Okay.
And we'll do more around it, but that's for you. And in the meantime, not health dare related, even though you can invite everybody to join the health dare, I want you to just find somebody that's been communicating with you a little bit even, and pitch them a freaking, like, ask for a sale, man. Ask for the sale. It doesn't have to be a $35,000 sale. Anything will get you started. And I'll tell you guys this quick story that really changed blew my freaking mind. Last week, a week ago exactly, I was at a gala, and I get to go to galas often. I used to run in quite the society crew, and so I get invited to them. I'm invited to another one tomorrow. And here I am at this event, and I thought, everybody asks, like, who are you and what do you do and all the things, and some people already know who I am, and they know me from various different hats that I've worn. Like, sometimes I wear a fedora instead of a toque, but like, just kidding. Well, no, I do wear fedoras, but anyway, they asked me all these questions, and I said, well, I'm a client creation specialist. Like, that's what I love to do. That's my jam, and I love to do that stuff. And they said, well, cool. And I'm like, what do you guys do? Oh, well, I own 11 restaurants, or, oh, I own this private jet hangar and all the jets in it. And like, oh, I own these businesses. Oh, I own this golf course. Oh, I own these 4 golf courses. And that's just kind of an example of who is sitting at my table. And I thought to myself, if I were to say to them, I want you to join my case study, and it's an investment of $1,000 for this month, and you're going to get, not only group accountability, but you're going to get me. I'm going to show up and be fully present for you and be there to assist you with this. Would they say yes? And the answer is no. They would never say no, yes to that, because $1,000 to them is not worth the investment. So I was like, oh, what number do I got to bring to the table for those people? And that's where 25,000 came from. Especially if I'm getting an ROI of 25,000 in 7 weeks, right? So Murray, I'm like, you got to ask for a sale. I want you to ask for a sale, whatever the sale looks like. But I also want you to remember that a $25,000 sale is as easy as a $250 sale, depending on who your audience is. So let that also sit in your mind. Did that make sense, or were you just like?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Like, and they talk about knowing your audience and creating avatars. I've done all of that stuff and knowing who you're talking to, and I find a lot of the people I end up talking to are people a lot like me who don't necessarily want to put that investment on the up front to start with, right? As Rebecca said, I was opposed to her doing it. So I find I'm encountering a lot of the same resistance from the people I'm talking to that I myself had. And I don't have the ability of, oh, well, get your wife to do it. And then when she's successful, then you'll see that it works. And then you sign up, right? That it doesn't work that way. So.
Mm-hmm. My in for you would be like, here, Beachbody On Demand. It's a nice intro. I can personally attest that you can sit on it for 2 years and do 4 workouts total in 2 years and it not be so financially egregious to your bank account that you're willing to do something different. But it is annoying enough that you will finally, when somebody says, hey, what? Lisa got her first accepted offer? Yeah, buddy! Whoop, whoop, whoop! Yes! There is magic. I love you.
Seriously, I don't know how this came together. It was so bananas. So bananas. So I'm off to go pick up a deposit check.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon. It was really lovely hearing everybody. I really already got a lot out of this. So
Amazing. Amazing,
Okay.
amazing. Congratulations.
oh, thank you. We have to get together though.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Absolutely.
bye.
Okay.
Lovely to meet
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Like that was fun, right? That's so much fun. I love when that happens. And that is part of the magic that occurs in this playground. So, but yeah, like Murray, honestly, I would just start talking to people about like what's an opportunity that they can start with that's easy. Like if they're like, oh no, I don't want to buy in this one specific program with a challenge pack with Shakeology and whatever. No problem. We got Beachbody On Demand. I got a friend of mine that sat on that shit for 2 years before it got painful enough for her to actually do the workout. You can laugh at me. It's totally cool, right? Like use and abuse me. You know? But work on the health dare, and we
Yep,
will start playing
I
that
can
way.
do that.
So, but make an offer. It's like make an offer and be like, nope, but next one. You know, who cares? But same with Rebecca. Like always bring it back to what part of more energy, better health, better, you know,
Yeah.
was
I'll,
offensive.
I'll send you some chips.
Right? Cool. Like, here's my Netflix login. I'll send you some chips. Like,
Yeah.
Some days I'd take the chips.
Me too.
Okay, but you're good? Perfect. Okay, Rayanne, let's play. If you want to play, we don't have to, but it's up to you.
We could. My gosh, Lisa, you've been wonderful with everyone. This is fantastic.
Thanks. This is my jam.
Yeah.
My peanut butter. I don't actually like jam, so this is my peanut butter.
Hi, Murray. How's it going? Just say hi. Okay. Oh yeah, you're still muted.
Yeah.
Hi.
I was just saying, who doesn't like jam?
I know, right? I knew I could see you like, yeah. So
Yeah,
what's
so
going on?
my thing is that I'm being not well. I believe my avatar is changing, and I really don't know how to handle it, in the sense that when I'm with people doing the work that I'm doing, we tend to go deeper much quicker. Real work is happening, as opposed to like we can scurry around our work.
Mhm.
And the last few people that I've helped, it's been doozies. Really raw stuff. And I'm showing what I'm doing as relaxing and collaborative and all these things, but I'm not mentioning the heavy load that can come with it, in the sense that I am in complete control, but I'm not in control that comes through. And I'll give you some examples, because we're being confidential in a way, and that this is like a tight space.
Hang
Somebody
on.
who's
Wait. So
oh, you're right, sorry.
So
You're
I'm
right.
recording this, but I
You're
can
right.
stop recording it. And
No,
we can
we're
carry
good. Actually, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change that.
Okay.
It's just that we get into sensitive spaces,
on.
and I'm being invited to talk about that, so that my next person can come through. Thank you for correcting on that. So I'm finding it difficult, because I have to talk about pain points. But then if I do, then I don't want the people that have been following me, that I've been serving, see that and be like, oh my gosh, she's just staying in the wound. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. So in that sense, I want to be accurate for the people that could be coming through.
Yeah.
But then it can be, it's difficult too. People are not knowingly bringing their things that really truly need to heal. They don't know until we're doing it. So I don't know how to accurately say that. My stuff has looked like the spa approach. Oh, just come in and we're going to relax together. It's like, Ryan, that's not what you said we were doing. Because things change quite quickly in the sense that we go deep.
Mhm.
So in the sense of representing myself, we'll say, I'm kind of in a bind between a safe zone, and I do have to acknowledge these sensitive areas. Because it's possible that I'm meant to serve them.
Okay.
So I don't know how to present something difficult and for people to see it and still want to come through. So I'm weaving in that. So.
All right. So I used to offer trauma sessions. Can you hear me okay? Because sometimes this is a bit weird. The sound is weird on this. Can you guys?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. So what do you mean by that? Like a trauma session?
So when I did energy work, mine was trauma sessions, and I would deal with whether or not it was like womb healing of their own experience, whether it was sexual assault, sexual abuse, whatever it was deep, like traumatic experience, however they would define it. Right? And they would come in and we would do this work, this clearing work, and then that would be what was actually being cleared. But when I first started advertising it, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had no clue. We didn't know what was going to show up. And that's what was showing up, was deep trauma. And
okay.
so then I just started advertising it as deep trauma. Like, if you want a trauma clearing, if that's where you want to go into that, and that's what can come up in a session to do that. And it's easy to do. Put it in an FAQ. What can I expect from this? Well, you can expect some deep and dark and glorious shit. You know?
So that you don't find that people can be afraid of that either?
But you talk about the session the way that you experience it and everything like that, but also have an FAQ that allows people to understand what they might be getting into. Because when I go to do something new, I check it all out. And I know that if I'm seeking somebody, if I'm seeking a healer, right? And I use a quotation just because that, those words can be different for different people. If I'm seeking a healer, it means that I am seeking an outer channel to help me clear whatever it is that I don't feel that I can get in touch with personally myself right here and right now in the space that I'm in, right? So I go see a healer for that. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then when I read the FAQ, or when I read about what to experience from it, what I might experience from a session, well, it can be tingling sensations, it can be hot and cold sensations, it could be insomnia, it can be all these things, and deep rooted emotion that is not currently visible in the here and now.
Oh, okay.
My clients come to me with, you could even write, my clients come to me about blah, blah, blah. And in our session, we touch on blah, 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 whatever it is.
Okay.
And the people that are willing to do the work are going to be willing to be like, yeah, that's going to be ugly. Sure glad Rayanne's with me and I'm not doing it alone.
Mm-hmm. Something that's coming through in the sense of I'm gaining these clients, mm-hmm. and we've established a really wonderful relationship. And I have one person in particular that started doing some real work, and they just need time to process, of course, and we all know that, but it's actually quite frightening to rebook because we went so deep the first time round. And that's happening to two in particular. And of course, I can't be like, I'm not allowed to understand the timeline, their timeline, but I do want to be able to encourage them to be like not afraid of maybe coming in every 3 months for a while.
Yeah. So then say that to them. I get that you're scared, that was uncomfortable, that we went deep. Holy shit, did we ever go deep? But I want to support you. And I feel that what would be best is if you came in every 3 months, and I'm here and I'm with you and we're in it together.
Mm-hmm.
But
those are the things. Yeah.
Because here's your option. I'm going to give you what your option is. Then your option is to be like, I want to water this process down. I don't want to go as deep. I don't want, you're trying to curtail, my opinion. This is very blunt and I apologize, but you are trying to control somebody else's spiritual experience or healing experience because you're like, I want to make sure that they know how deep and whatever it can be, but I don't want them to be scared and I don't want them to be afraid. That's not your job. Your job is to be the freaking channel, to be there, to show up, to offer support,
Yeah.
to encourage them to show up again after. That's what your job is. Anything else, not your job. So you are too worried about anything. You can put the deep and dark and nasty and the dirty in the FAQ if you want to, but just show up, be you, say, this is, these are the people that I help. These are the places we've been. This is how you get the best results. You come back again and face that fear,
Mm-hmm. So you just put that part of your fact sheet.
Sure.
If
And
we
talk
do go
about it.
deep, if we do go deep, I recommend blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And we might go deep and we might be able to clear it all in one, or we might not. And you might want to come back and you might leave this session feeling unsettled and whatever and blah, 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 blah. But I can tell you that unsettled and blah, 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 blah is still lighter than where you were before you came in.
Yes. That is exactly where people are feeling. But they're still in it.
Yeah. And they're still in it. So then
they're going to be in it for a while.
The other thing you can do is never sell single sessions and only do 2 or 3 or 10 packages. And then they go deep and then they already are back with you again. And they've already prepaid for that session. And so they already know that that's the support. That's what the process is. I'll tell people every time, you want to be a part of the case study? You want to be a part of it? That's great. We're going to do 30 days. And we're going to do 30 days because you're going to see if you want to be here for 30 days. And then, you know what? I'm going to warn you what month 2 is going to look like and then what month 3 is going to look like. And whether you go it alone or you go it with me, like month 2 is going to be ugly because you're going to be doing the work and the work's going to be hard and you're going to see some results and then the doubt and fear is going to show up and you got to get through to the other side. Like month 3 is coming regardless. Like month 2 is going to happen and month 3 is coming down the road no matter what.
I can make a fact sheet. That's my to-do list with you. I'll make a fact sheet.
Or a package,
A package.
Look,
like a 3.
I'm going to give you this option. You can do a single session with me. Here's what I noticed that happened with people. So I recommend you can do this package and it's 3. That's what I would do. And then you've already got the support. It's built in. You've invested in it. You've invested your money. So now you're going to invest your time and your courage and your bravery and your vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion.
Yes, you rock, Lisa.
Well, here we go again.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so when are you going to show me your fact sheet?
Oh, when do you want me to show it to you? I know that I'm doing a networking thing on Tuesday with some really important people that are going to be there too. And I would feel good about having it established by Tuesday, written and looking pretty on like a nice PDF or something.
Perfect.
I don't know
so
how
when
to
do I
that
get
shit.
to see the ugly fact sheet? Because I don't care.
Oh. It better be done overnight, eh?
By Friday?
Oh, by Friday. Okay, so today, yeah. Okay.
Friday
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
I love it. All right.
Fact sheet. A fact sheet talking about the hard stuff that it could come up. Not that doesn't come up with everyone, but it could.
Well,
Doing a fact sheet. That is accurate. I haven't been able to peg on how to show that without talking about pain points. You just say that, call it trauma and say it could come up, and then you've written it. Just trust that people are reading that and seeing that when they come through. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, because the
you're not
most important thing I want to focus on is support.
Yeah, you're supporting them, but you're not responsible for their entire journey. Like, a lot of times I used to sugarcoat stuff. This is so beautiful. I used to sugarcoat a lot of things, and my friend was like, you know what? You're trying to control their fucking journey, man. That's not your job. Your job, and it doesn't mean that I get to be as blunt as I want to be all the time. I do like smooth. I have sandpaper. We buff some edges, you know. But like, it's not my job to control and protect your feelings all the time. You can ask Kimberly Lynn Pollard how many times she's like, so are you protecting their feelings here or here? Which side? Did you put up bumper rails for them? Like, because it really, it's not my job to do that. So, and same for you, right? You don't need to put up bumper rails and safety latches and all the things. You need to be honest and transparent and offer the support that you're here to give as part of your service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. More people are coming through that are strong in the community, that these things will be necessary for them to help them. So, yep, I would have vested interest in having that. Like, people just need more to read, and I haven't given people enough stuff. That's what they're telling me right now.
Perfect. Then listen to
help
them.
a lot.
Listen to them.
Yes, but you don't know what that is until it's like, until Lisa tells you.
Right.
Okay,
I'm giving
Yes, you've been in this for a while, so I'm appreciating this.
Well,
all right, so that feels very complete for me. I am looking at the time, and I have to put my kids to bed. So
my kid just got home, so.
So are you sending everyone your information again on how you're breaking things down? Like, it's 30 days, $1,000. Like, you feel like you've gotten all the information out you wanted to?
I can send more information too. If we want more information, I can give more information.
Oh, no. I'm just making sure that I'm in your groove of communication.
Yes,
So
I will make sure.
If you feel I'm sorry, I'm getting all tight in my words here. If you feel that I already have all the information, then we're good. I'll make sure.
I'm going to do a synopsis of the call with some of the things, like my top 3 things that I like to focus on. What to expect for the call. Even Marie's like, hello, dude, I signed up and I still don't know all the deets. So I'll make sure that I get more deets in there. And I'll send that out to everyone as well as a recording. So if there was a certain part, if they were brave enough to be in the hot seat like you guys were, then they'll be able to see their own specific things. And then other people will be able to listen and benefit from all of it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yes.
So.
Okay. All right. So
Back to
thank
Friday.
you very much. And nice meeting you, Murray. All right. We'll see you guys again.
You too.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thanks, Rianne. And Murray, Becca, everything's good?
Yeah, Becca took Esme to bed. So
yeah, she was probably like, and good night.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thanks for joining me on the call.
Thanks for the call.
Well, you are very welcome. I'm going to do like a quick wrap up spiel and then bounce. So I appreciate you joining, and everybody that has joined, whether you were live or whether or not you listened to the recording. Thank you so much. So I'm doing a case study. It's going to kick off the week of May 22nd. The investment is $1,000 Canadian. There are payment plans available. I want to help you get the growth that you want to in your personal life and in your business. We are going to focus on client creation and creative solutions, and making sure that we know what the next best step is, what the sales activity is, and how to do community building. If you want to be a part of it, reach out to me, PM me. I'm more than happy to send you testimonials or put you in touch with somebody else that has already been through the process. And if it's not for you this time, but you want to connect and you're like, hey, I need help identifying what my next best step is, reach out, get on my calendar, and we'll go through a complimentary call just like that. I wish you a day as beautiful as you. So much love. Bye for now. Mwah! Good night.